Good afternoon, Jacks and Jills. I am on SirDimwi. So a few weeks ago, David N., lead developer of Echo VR, held Ready at Dawn's first mission briefing. In it, he laid out a rough roadmap of future Echo VR development. I'd like to go over these potential and intended future developments, what they mean, and how I feel they will impact the future of Echo VR. One of the first things addressed was goalie ping advantage. For those of you that don't know, in the way the game is currently designed, if a shooter sees their shot go in, this will generally count as a goal. However, because of how ping affects the game, sometimes in spite of this, a goalie may have seen themselves make a save on that same shot and then watch the disc teleport out of their hand and into the goal. Anyone who spent any amount of time in the goal will have seen this happen. With goalie ping advantage, this effect will be reversed. Instead, sometimes a shooter might see their shot go in the goal, but if a goalie sees themselves make the save, it will now count as a save. Now, this effect does exist on a sliding scale, and where exactly Rad will set the dial is yet to be seen. But overall, I think this will have a generally positive effect on the game. I can say, as a goalie myself, the fury you feel after making a save and seeing the disc go in anyways is unmatched. But further, beyond just the emotional bias, when a goalie sees themselves make a save, they did in fact make that save. Ping doesn't suddenly make a goalie any better. The only illusion is the shooter seeing the disc go in. It didn't actually go in, the goalie made the save, it just took your client a moment to catch up. That's the reality of the situation, and I think the game should match that reality. So I am fully on board with this intended change, and I look forward to testing its sliding scale on the PTS. Another big change coming, although it did sound as though this update is some ways away, was the introduction of a season pass to Echo VR. Along with this announcement was an allusion to cosmetics and possible changes to the type of cosmetics we're used to seeing. Now, what form these changes will take, I have absolutely no idea. And while I do have my own wish list, I have trouble distinguishing between what is possible and what is practical, so I'm not going to accidentally put any impractical ideas out there. But I'm of a generation that grew up seeing microtransactions or otherwise paying for in-game unlocks as the ultimate evil in gaming. However, in a world where in-game purchases no longer necessarily equate to predatory practices, I accept that paid in-game unlocks can be good for the overall health of a game and its user base. And when you take into account that Echo Arena is a free game, coupled with the overwhelmingly positive response to the announcement of a season pass from the community, I think that should hold true in this case. And this isn't a microtransaction scheme. A season pass is opt-in and rewards players for continued participation via cosmetic unlocks over a set period of time. In the end, we get more player activity, some income for the game, and a broader selection of cosmetic options. That to me sounds like a win-win-win. So in the end, I think this can be a fantastic addition to the game, and I look forward to seeing what they have in store for us. Something else David touched on lightly was deep linking. As a caster, and as someone otherwise generally interested in the production side of things in Echo Arena, this feature sounds like it is going to be a huge quality of life improvement for those of us that really have a use for it. Deep linking will allow you to find a specific server that you like, create a shareable link to that server, and be able to jump into that server whenever you and anyone else with the link feel like it. I don't know whether or not there will be any sort of expiration timers on these links, but whether it's 24 hours or infinite, this feature will absolutely come in handy, particularly as a caster and for comp players. The three most popular servers for comp players to use are Chicago, Texas, and Iowa for their generally central locations in North America. But it can sometimes be hard to pull the specific server you want at game time, and worse, there can be disagreements between teams on which server is ideal. With deep linking, we can have Chicago, Texas, and Iowa servers already designated, and the teams can determine the best servers to play on long before game time, leading to fewer delays as well as more games on ideal servers. I'm sure there are more applications for this feature that I'm not mentioning, but overall I have nothing negative to say about the potential implementation. This feature I think I am personally looking forward to the most. And finally, something David only touched on in passing, and there is still no promise that this will actually happen, but it is something they are interested in, is writing to the API. Now, what this means technically is well over my head. But from conversations I had with folks far more educated on these things than I am, is that this will effectively lead to some version of modding for private games. This means custom game modes with custom rule sets and custom physics, and so much more that I just don't have the knowledge to go in depth on. But given the reaction I saw to this feature from folks that would actually play around with it, I very much hope this becomes a thing. There's no telling what the Echo VR community could or would do with such a feature, and my lack of imagination just makes me anxious to find out. So overall, I'm excited for the direction the game is going at the moment, with promises of an upcoming Arena PTS for potential balance adjustments, as well as the growth we've seen in VRML, which currently stands at 7 times the number of signups in Season 2 as we saw in Season 1, from 270 to 1,740, as well as growing interest from potential sponsors for the league and teams and players alike. We currently sit on the cusp of something great. We are no longer waiting for the wave, the swell has already begun. So to those of you just joining the community and to the OGs in the back, we are in for a very bright future in Echo Arena, and I look forward to sharing that future with you. So that's what I'll leave you with. There are certainly other areas of the game I would like to see touched up on, in particular client stability, but the direction we're heading in is good. So with all that said, I would like to thank Ignite for inviting me to make this video, and to all the viewers that took the time to give it a watch. If you would be so kind as to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and give the video a share, that would be amazing. I have been SirDimwi. This has been the State of the Game. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.